Welcome back to Alfa Techniks. So this week has been really exciting for me. I've managed to achieve 500 subscribers on YouTube and 1,000 likes on Instagram. So real big milestone. It's 1 year on from when I first published my video. I've had two very strong videos. One regarding tuning of my Alfa Romeo, which has brought in well over 10,000 views. It's great to see such videos like that do so well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the videos. I've certainly enjoyed making them. I've learnt a lot, and really hope that people continue to subscribe, like, and follow the channel. Be really appreciative, and it encourages me to do lots more in the future. You'll have noticed I've got two projects on really at the same time. I've got the Alfa Romeo, working on the doors. They are still ongoing. It's been an ongoing project, but the car's tucked away in the garage at the moment. I've been working on my Westfield. This video is again about the Westfield. I have some problems with the head gasket. So this video is really going to be around how to diagnose head gasket problems. I went out for a drive around the New Forest actually not so long ago. Good hour and a half, 2 hour drive. I was really testing out the new radiator which I installed. That seems to work a treat. The temperature was nice and steady throughout, but I had a couple of issues. So when I first brought the car home after that journey, and there was some vapour coming out of the exhaust when I brought it to a standstill, engine still running, and some white vapour. It wasn't a lot, but it was just enough to make you think, okay, there's something going on here. Wasn't too happy about. So it smelt sort of petrol-y and wet. You know, it wasn't a sort of an emission type smell that you get. Also, my oil breather had a lot of vapour in it, so water vapour. I could feel actually the water can condensate on the bulkhead of the car, and where it can track down and find little holes, actually starts to drip on my feet. So I thought that was unusual. I've never had that before. So two telltale signs that potentially something's going on there. So what I'm going to be doing on this video is a compression test, and I'll show you the technique that I use for compression test, starting at number 1 cylinder. The compression test that I complete is going to be done when the car is cold and also a dry scenario. So you can do it when it's wet, and so when it's warmed up, and you can also put, when I mean wet, you put oil into the combustion chamber just to see the difference between the piston rings and the valve guys, just to tell the difference whether it's actually a head gasket or not. So join me again please, and I'll take you through the process of diagnosing a head gasket, and then we're going to be stripping the head off and to see what we can find. So frustrating times, but I hope you enjoy the process.
This is spark plug number 2, a little bit oily around the actual thread. I'll have a closer look down into the chamber with the light. It does look oily to me. So there's two reasons why oil could possibly get into there. Now that could be a head gasket problem or a valve seal issue. So where it dribbles down the valve stem and out. I should perform a compression test on that cylinder and see what readings we get. The compression test is performed with the throttle wide open. This will allow the greatest volume of air into the chamber. So ask a friend to hit the starter and dip the throttle at the same time. Now we can see there we've got a compression of around about 130 psi. I'm going to repeat the process on all 4 cylinders, look at the difference between each one and see if there's any areas for concern. The reasons why I perform a compression test is to identify if there are any valve clearance issues, to see if we've got good compression there from the compression rings. We can also identify if there's going to be a potential head gasket problem. So it's a really good indicator of the cylinder's health. I'm now going to perform a compression test number 2. I suspect it's going to be lower than cylinder number 1. I'd welcome your feedback and some comments to see what you might think is going on here before we go any further. Okay, so that is 130 psi. That's actually better than I thought it was going to be.
So the compression test was fairly conclusive. Cylinder number 3 was down by 30 psi compared to the other 3 cylinders, which I've concluded that is a head gasket problem. So join me next time where I'm going to take the head off and be further investigating the engine.